Alright guys, on this week's episode of Julie's Playbook, we're going to be talking about what Joe Flacco said that didn't really settle well with some Steeler defenders. Terrell Pryor, where did he land? And James Conner, what big award did he win this week? All that and more when Julie's Playbook starts now. Alright guys, so the first topic we have to talk about is Terrell Pryor. Though we thought the Jets might re-sign him, he found his new home with his 8th NFL team, and that's with the Buffalo Bills. So we look to see more things out of Terrell. He said he felt underused with the Jets, so we'll see what happens there, and I think he's suiting up this Sunday. Alright guys, so the next topic we have to talk about is the Cleveland Browns. They pretty much cleaned house. Todd Haley fired, Hugh Jackson fired. What does this mean for Baker Mayfield? A lot of people that I've talked to said that they feel bad for the rookie quarterback that he has to start over. Well, my opinion is don't feel bad for him because he is a rookie quarterback. So that means he isn't in his 10th season getting a new head coach and a new offensive coordinator. I look for big things to come out of Baker Mayfield and heck, maybe even some more wins for the Browns. Alright guys, so the next topic we have to talk about is Nick Mullins. Who is this guy? The rookie quarterback who was undrafted came in for the 49ers and beat John Gruden's Oakland Raiders 34-3. He went to Southern Miss and pretty much blew up every record that Brett Favre had. He threw for 3 touchdowns and 262 yards last week. And the funny thing is, no one really did know about him because during that game, his Twitter account was finally verified. Alright guys, so the next topic we have to talk about, of course, is James Conner. He won AFC Player, not of the week, but of the month. And you know what I have to say about that? And I've been saying in pretty much every episode is Le'Veon Bell, who? Keep riding that Conner train. Alright guys, so the next topic we have to talk about is John Brown, and he's going to be a part of my new segment that I want to kind of pick out a player to watch from the other team that the Steelers are going to have to keep a close eye on. John Brown put up 3 receptions for 116 yards and 1 touchdown against us. That's over a 35-yard average per catch. Our safeties are going to have to be on point with him because Joe Flacco looks to him deep downfield a lot, and that's where the Steelers are kind of lagging, so keep an eye on John Brown, and if the Steelers can stop him, it's going to be a surefire win. Alright guys, so we're going to start putting up polls on my page, my Instagram page, my Twitter page, and we'll figure out a way to do it on the Facebook page. My first question for you is, who do you think is going to be the league MVP? I have to say Pat Mahomes. He's playing lights out football, and man, he's leading his Chiefs to great numbers that they haven't seen, so I just think Pat Mahomes is a surefire MVP winner. You can let me know what you think, and next week we will talk about your answers. Alright guys, the next question I want to ask is, who do you think is going to the Super Bowl? Of course it is that time that we have to start talking about that. For me, I think it's going to be the Los Angeles Rams and the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Los Angeles Rams have the young quarterback Jared Goff and Todd Gurley leading the way. Ben is now a veteran, and he has Antonio Brown and the young running back James Conner playing lights out football, and they are both sitting at the top of their conference. The Los Angeles Rams are still undefeated, and the Pittsburgh Steelers are sitting at 4-2-1. We will ask you what you think, and next week we'll talk about those answers as well. Alright guys, so the next topic we have to talk about is Joe Flacco. He said, I really just felt we could have 28, 30, 35 points out there at halftime, Flacco told reporters after the Ravens' 26-24 win. It's not like today was the toughest Pittsburgh Steelers game we've ever played. Well, it's not sitting well with some Steeler defenders. Now, of course, Sean Davis said that he wants to get back out there and get back at Flacco, but I also look for the fact Joe Hayden and Morgan Burnett are back. And that secondary might start to come together because they're playing with a chip on their shoulder, and they will prove Joe Flacco wrong this Sunday. Alright guys, so the next topic we have to talk about is the big name players that went elsewhere. Clinton Dix is now a Redskin, and the Packers get a 4th round pick in 2019. Ty Montgomery is now going to Baltimore. The Packers will receive a 7th round pick in 2020. The Eagles got Golden Tate, who's going to be a key factor for Carson Wentz. In return, the Lions got a 3rd round pick in 2019. The Rams got Dante Flower, but the Jags get a 3rd round pick in 2019 and a 5th round pick in 2020. The big one, in my opinion, is Demaryius Thomas is now a Houston Texan. That's going to be a key factor for Deshaun Watson, and he's going to complement DeAndre Hopkins pretty well. The Broncos, in return, get a 7th round pick in 2019. Those are all big name players going elsewhere, and we'll see what happens because maybe at their new homes they're going to put up even bigger numbers than at their old homes. Alright guys, so that does it for this week's episode of Julie's Playbook. Don't forget to like, share, and comment on the video. And of course, if you want to play me in fantasy football, that's at jgarnick9 on DraftKings. But until next week, that's a wrap.